All right, so this is going to be one that I think it could be received well, it could not. But one of the big things that happens is we have some old school things that exist in golf that, as we've kind of gotten better technology and stuff, we've kind of debunked a little bit of what those things were, and we say, oh, those were incorrect, you should never do those. However, there are some really good ideas that I still think can apply when you are trying to play your best golf that you should really keep in mind as you're going through. So, for example, and one of the best ones is going to be controlling curve of the golf ball. So, the old school way that we used to do this, and this is how I played for a long time, and when I played my best golf, I believe this to be true. We used to say that when you wanted to curve the ball somewhere, what you would do is point the face where you wanted the ball to end. So if I want to hit it and end it straight ahead, I would just line up the face straight ahead. Now, if I wanted to start it to the right and hit a draw, what I would do is point my body and then just swing along my body, keeping that face, trying to point it still at my target. The belief would be, hey, because I have the club face pointed at my target and closed, that's going to create the curve. The fact that I'm swinging out to the right is going to start the ball out on that direction. So, it would work something like this. If I'm going to hit it straight, face straight ahead, let's close that body up. Okay, let's just swing along the body. Okay, and there we go. Okay, worked pretty good. Okay, you can see that shot there has actually a good amount of curve. My club path was 11.7 to the right, horizontal swing plane 10.3 to the right, the club face 1.5 to the left. And so this is what we learned was, hey, I need to do this to curve the ball. The big issue is we've now learned that club face is where the ball is going to start. It has the biggest influence on that. Path has some influence, but the path is what is bending it. We had it backwards. So what people then started to say was, oh, well, then you need to work on, hey, I've got to aim and come in with the face open, but then get the path way out to the right, and I should still be aiming straight ahead as we go through to do this. So this idea of a push draw came in mind that, hey, we are going to do this. Now, I'm all for that. I'm all for, hey, we should work on our swing and try to get some good things going on. But we have to remember that there are ways that we need to play that keep things simple. And this is something I know I've forgotten over the years because, again, it wasn't correct. It's something you shouldn't do. But it's so easy, and we can make a tiny adjustment if we can just play golf. And if you understand these concepts and practice them, I think you're going to learn so much about your golf swing. It's crazy. So what I want people to do is take that old school philosophy and use it. But I do want you to make a little adjustment. Instead of, hey, I'm going to point the ball or the club face where I want the ball to end, I'm going to point it where I want it to start. So I want this one to start a little bit right. I'm going to use my body to swing and make sure I have my club path swinging to the right of where I want the ball to start. That is going to give me the correct face to path relationship to hit a draw. But because I'm moving the face a little bit more right, I'm going to get that ball to start more right. Okay, so again, just swinging down my body line, face is open, but a little bit closed to my stance, and we're just going to swing along our body. Okay, so you can see I aimed too far to the right there, but that shot is starting right, and it's actually working back to that target line. Now, a lot of people will freak out, and they'll say, oh man, your club path is 16.8 to the right. Well, yeah, compared to my launch monitor and the target line I'm at, of course, but relative to where I'm aiming, it's probably not that far off, if at all. So we want to use this old school technique to be able to start understanding, but when we go to play golf, that's going to be a huge advantage as well to helping us understand how we play. So let's go ahead, we're going to fire up a course. Let's go ahead and talk about how I would use this when I'm out playing. All right, so we've got a hole set up here. We are on number 4 at Harbor Shores. We've moved it up. We're at 165 yards. a great hole example because you can see there is water that is running down the left side. So we have a couple options that we can do, and this would be how we would have played the hole back in the day. And again, we would have, hey, I want to hit this at the pin, or maybe I want to hit it at the bunker. That's where I want the ball to end, give myself a little room for air. We would have said, all right, I'm going to point the club at the bunker, aim at maybe the right side of the green, and then swing along my body to hit the shot. Again, now we know, all right, I want to say, let's say we want to end up at the pin. We'll keep this simple. Well, that means I'm probably going to want the ball to start at the bunker in the back. So I'm going to point the club face at the bunker, and then I'm going to aim my body right of the bunker, okay? And then I'm going to swing along my body line. See, that ball took off, and then it's curving back. Now, I didn't start it far enough right for how much I aimed, right? So I need to work that part out a little bit as we go. That's where you would practice. But that's going to be the idea. If I was really playing this shot, I would actually want the ball to end on the bunker. So I'm going to aim right of the bunker with the face, body even more right, and you can see how much I'm aiming here. Let's go ahead and hit the shot. Now I close the face there, but we can create curves as we go, okay? Now, the opposite would apply here, and this is actually my preferred way to play shots like this, is we see this one a lot at the Players' Championship on 18, where they actually aim over the water and cut it back to the fairway. I like to kind of work away from trouble in case I overdo stuff. So we are going to just apply the same thing. It's the exact same thing if we wanted to fade the ball or move the ball a different direction. So I want the ball, let's say I want to aim just left of the pin, and I'm going to open up my stance. It gets scary because you are swinging at the water, but then we're just going to swing along our body line. And there that ball goes and curves. And that's a good shot, obviously going to be a good one right there. We'll take that. But I'm a fan of curving the ball away from trouble. I think it's a little bit more, I just have a lot more fun with that, or I think I have a little bit more success with that. If I hit it, I tend to get the ball curving left, all that stuff. It kind of depends. You just mess with it and see what you got. But the thing I want you to use is, all right, I've got a strategy for how I want to play these holes. I'm not just stepping up and saying, all right, I'm going to aim straight. All right, I got to face club path even more. You can work on that stuff in practice, and you can hit some good shots, but you don't have a real feel for what's going on as you go, and you can't really decide what's causing your issue and how you're going to actually change it during your round. So I want to start working on this old school way. I would encourage everybody to take this. Again, it goes against all of the current philosophy. And a lot of that has to do with because you have launch monitors that aim straight ahead. So we're swinging to that. We need to get out there and play the game a little more. So let's go ahead, face at the bunker. Let's see if I can keep that face a little bit more open. Body to the right of that. Swing along the body line. Pretty good one there. Kept it a little more open. Not the right club, but that would be a pretty decent shot, I think, for this hole because it is pretty tight to that water. I would just need a little less club so I don't bounce over into the rough. But that is the technique that we want to use as we're trying to get out there and work shots. So I would encourage everybody, if you're going out to practice, find a target. Start looking at, all right, how am I going to aim and where is my body going to go? Watch golfers on TV. They are not aiming straight. That is one of the things that absolutely gets us. We do not have to aim straight all the time. We actually aim where we need to aim to get the ball to go to the target. So keep that in mind as you're going. That's going to be a big help for your game as you go through. All right, so you can see that old school way. Now, obviously, it's something that you need to work with and get a feel for because it's not as clear cut as it used to be back in the day. It's like aim the face here, swing that way. And you kind of had this thought that would work. We always kind of had to manipulate it a little bit. That's something I will be doing as we get ready to get outside, play a little bit more. There is some truth that, hey, you need to work on your swing and you need to be developing things and be able to develop a decent looking swing. But I think if people started kind of maneuvering the club a little bit and working on things and getting a little bit more creative, be really impressed with how your swing works and what you get from it. So maybe something to try and see what you can do, and definitely something to try during your next round. So if you have questions about it, please leave comments down below. You don't agree with it, leave comments down below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on it. And thanks everybody for watching. Click that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.